Good afternoon, Samurai. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel, welcome to the Vortex. My name is Ezio, and I will be your guide this afternoon as we venture forth through worlds, through realms, very much well-travelled at this point, and we are indeed late. I may have got a little too carried away with all the jobs that I was trying to do around the house, and therefore, yes, we are half an hour late. So, that's half an hour of grinding out the window. Oh no, what a shame. What a pity. But anyway, yes, I'm still not finished setting up, to be honest. I've forgotten the flask of all things. Right. Marvellous. Anyway, yes, so, well, first of all, hail to each and every one of you, be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives. Welcome. For those of you who couldn't join us, well, actually, no, before that, if you are watching the YouTube archive, hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel at the moment. If you are, hopefully you'll consider hitting that like button, leaving a comment, maybe even subscribing. It all certainly helps us out. And hey, if you're on Twitch, a follow's always appreciated, though the decision will always be yours. And, you know, same for YouTube. Where was I? Oh yes, for those of you who couldn't join us on the previous leg of our journey, we've ventured forth across the streets of Kamurocho, leveling weapons. We've finished Shineda. We are mostly through, well, we're through most of Akiyama's. We've got the hammers done. This is good. Hammers take a while. We've got our way through most of it. We're in the second half of the list at the moment. So, by the end of the stream, I'm hoping that we've actually finished leveling everything, since the Tompa don't take too long, and neither do the Knuckles. We've done the Kali sticks. We've just got to do... Oh, and we've done... No, we haven't finished the nunchucks. I don't think we've finished the nunchucks. If we have, brilliant. It's not going to take too long. If we haven't, it's still going to take a while. Only one way to find out, I suppose. So, come. Join me as we once more step foot into the Vortex, as we continue to travel and traverse the world, the realm that is Yakuza 5 Remastered. Our destination lays before us, the controls are set, and as always, the PlayStation is turned on and ready to go, so let's go, shall we? Oh. There we go. Right. See how long I keep this jacket on as well, considering it is actually quite warm this afternoon. Unseasonably warm. And a bit of... Right, where are we up to? We have nunchucks. Oh, we've still not finished the nunchucks then. Don't know why I'm going to the completion list. That's not the list we're looking at. Yes, we're halfway through the nunchucks, which means we only got Tompa and Knuckles left after that, which is grand, because Knuckles takes no time, and the Tompas, I think, were fairly brisk as well. Don't need to heal. And I've got them equipped. Awesome. In that case, let us start beating up people with this group of Yakuza to start with. That was fun. Can we try that while actually facing the opponent? Another reason why this takes forever is because Akiyama does not have a throw when he gets thrown down. Or, sorry, he doesn't have a throw when he gets grappled. Which means that inevitably I have to just spam the button to get himself back. Also, nunchucks, really annoying with that little flourish move. Cool looking short, but it does mean that I'm open to somebody smacking me in the back of the head. I don't know what I did to that dude. Well. Yep, so much for that health I had. Down in 10, welcome. Ah, hosts. Marvellous. I favorite of enemies. So I hear you're thinking of learning AI. You're thinking of building your own one day? What, my own LLM or just my own AI server? Because I've already built an AI cluster. No, my first step is getting AI working in the terminal, so I don't have to go through the palaver of the browser. That also means I can tie it into my Obsidian Vault, which means that I can train it on my work notes. Since in the field of network technicians, and I suppose IT technicians in general, it's one of those skills that you need to learn. If you want to get left behind. I think it's probably the same in app development as well. Because every company's now going towards AI, and it's a case of, well, if I lost my job tomorrow, am I at a disadvantage against somebody who actually knows how to use AI? And the answer is yes. So rather than that, I'll just start learning how to do it. I need to learn how to develop AI and machine learning anyway, because I'm sick to the back teeth of telling people to use the servers and then them not using it properly, and then not being able to actually tell them why they're not using it properly or how to do it properly, because everyone needs to be spoon-fed these days, because no blighter actually understands the concept of self-teaching. It's a case of, I don't know what to do, somebody tell me how to do it, and it's just, oh, okay then. Okay, fine, I'll tell you exactly how to set up checkpoints in your code so that if it stops because of one reason or another, you don't lose days or weeks worth of work. It doesn't take much, does it? If you're running an experiment and all of a sudden it stops working, instead of just sitting there going, oh, well, I better start again from scratch. Not a case of, oh, it stopped working. Perhaps I should look into the concept of, do checkpoints exist for this? Can I create a save state of where my code's at any given time so I don't lose all my information? No, they don't. They just sit there and go, oh, I'll start again because nobody told me that I can create checkpoints. It's just critical thinking. That's one thing AI can't do. And it's one thing that people have over it. And it's just, you can get that by actually, you know, falling flat on your face. But no, nobody wants to fail these days. I see. Well, good luck. Fair enough. Thank you. I will let you know how it goes. Ah, level 7. Neat. Another big reason why I want to get it working in the terminal is then I can have like 4 terminal windows open. Because one AI is not enough. Because you need to cross-reference between the AIs to make sure one of them isn't hallucinating. Also, the little context ticker at the bottom is very useful. Because it means you know whether or not the AI is lost the plot. Oh, there goes a nunchuck. Items. Oh, I'm now completely out of nunchucks. Okay, fine. Well, in my case. Bonk. What are you for? Hello, Part. Welcome. Cheers. Wipe of the moment. Ooh. I can't answer the previous one I found because it's just some random elf girl, so I will actually find a named waifu. Leader from Fire Emblem. I have no idea who that character is, but there is art of her on the Discord server, so and she's very pretty, so I'm going to say that character. Leader from Fire Emblem. Yes. Right. Cameo works because nothing says fun like spending more of my millions on random weapons that I'm only going to use for this part of the game. Yay. Oh well. I wish to repair and reload my equipment. Ah, yes, the frozen banana. 65,000. What else are you going to spend those millions on? Fair point.
Mother.
Right, onwards to the pub. Again. Harry. Oh, sorry. Also. There we go. An immediate goon. Greetings, goon. Good job, Akiyama. You showed them. There we go. That's a bit better. Hey. No, 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 no. Wait, no, wait, no, yes, no, I should have let, oh, last, I should have let him finish. More goons would have appeared. No, no, more goons did not appear. Oh, platinum plate. Mine. Oh, more goons. Even more goons. Hello. Hello, you're a goon of a goon persuasion. With a funny coat. Ease them. There we go. Oh, flock it. Welcome. Yes way. Nope. Ah. Hello. How goes the completion? Well, we can't get full completion before the end of the game because I'm incapable of catching a squid now because yes. So I'm going to have to get the 100%ing premium adventure. But we are at 99.3%, 32% of the completion list. We have done all of these things Well, no, we haven't. We've done all the food. We've done all the mini games. We've done all the hostesses, all the city exploration. We've not finished the heat actions yet, but we will by the time we get to Kiryu. We can't finish the equipment modding because I need a squid, and I don't have a squid because I sold all the squid, and I can't catch a squid now because I didn't realize the game was not going to let me have infinite time changes in the finale like previous games did. So, yes, I'm stuffed on that one until Premium Adventure, when we can change the time of day again, and then we can actually finish the equipment modding and get our full 100%. I've done all the Masters, and we've done all the Colosseum. I am now in the process of going through, well, for every character, we're all at level 25. We've got all of the soul orbs, so all of their skills or abilities are unlocked. We've done all the weapon unlocks. Well, we've done all of the revelations. Got all the abilities. Got all the training revelation. No, I tell a lie. Good job you asked that question. Oh, bollocks. Right. We need to get the training revelations for Akiyama. I remember these now. They're Kamurocho-centric, so I'll sort that. And we're also in the process of trying to get every weapon skill upgraded. We've got all of Shineda's abilities, and we've got all of his weapon skills. Now we need to get all of Akiyama's abilities and all his weapon skills. Then make sure we've got all the abilities for Sejima and all the weapon levels. And then save for Kiryu. So, yes. Yes, right. What does the Oracle say in terms of revelations? And I've closed out of it because of course I have. Yakuza 5 revelations. The weapon stuff does not seem like a short trek. It isn't, because we've been doing this now for the better part of 2-3 weeks. So Shineda took about 2 and a bit streams, so Akiyama will probably take 2 and a bit streams. So it takes about 2 and a bit streams. Akiyama, there we go. Bicycle attack. I think we've got that. Beer crate attack and bowling attack. I need a bowling ball. Oh, I can do that in the street fight. And I can do the beer... Right, we'll go back to the Colosseum then, and we'll crack on with that. To be honest, the problem with the weapon leveling is that most things level fairly quickly. Unless it's the hammers or the nunchucks, in which case they just take forever. The hammers because you just floor your opponents far too quickly. And the nunchucks because they're just very flourishy, and it's just a lot of wasted frames in my opinion. While we're at it, let's also swap out our 2 dead nunchucks for some fresh ones. Hello, Mr. Host, in your funny coat and your shoes. Actually, I quite like the coat. I like his outfit. The hosts just annoy me because hosts annoy me. Most hosts annoy me. Not all. Yuya's host. Yuya is awesome. Stardust is okay. But the enemy hosts annoy me. Good job, Akiyama, you hit at least one person. Oh, dear. Cool. We used to have 20 million yen. Yes, so nicely. Did you drain it on Pachinko, Ezio? No, we did Pachinko months ago. I'm more likely to drain it on Mahjong. But I'm actually okay-ish at Mahjong, so I usually come away with a bit more money than I actually put into it. I mean, technically I could go back to the casino and just lose all, hand in all the chips that we won for the completion on that. I think I've still got some casino cheat items left, so I could just farm more money that way. But we've also got the Lucky Binding equipped, so we can get platinum plates from, well, we get platinum plates from a lot of encounters. Eventually I'll go to the pawn shop and hand them all in, and yeah. But no, I do not play Pachinko, and we do not mention that stupid game here. For reasons of trauma. So many flashing lights. So many beeps. I still don't know what I'm doing. Thankfully, Pachinko doesn't exist in any of the other games ever again. Apart from maybe Kiwami 3, when I get round to playing that. So, that'll be fun. I'm hoping it isn't in Kiwami 3. Actually, was it in 3 at all? No, probably wasn't, actually. 3 was pretty bare bones. So 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are the ones we've encountered Pachinko in. Apparently, I don't have to do the Colosseum in 6 either, so yay! I don't have to do the Colosseum again until we get to Kiwami 3, probably. Yep. I love the game. Something I want to try once. And be forced out, because I know fine it will trigger another gambling addiction. I can show you Mahjong in this game if you're so desperate, but it's not fun. It is literally just watching flashing lights as little balls go continuously through a thing, and then occasionally the game screams at me, and then I have to press a button, and then the button does a thing, and then if it's the Virtua Fighter one, I have to spam a button really fast, and then I may or may not beat my opponent, and then if I do, awesome, and then I get another jackpot. But if I run out of jackpots, then I have to sit there for a long time, waiting for yet another jackpot to appear. And it's so amazing because it's just balls bouncing around behind a Pyrex screen. I don't like Pachinko. I don't understand Pachinko. I leave it to the Japanese to understand Pachinko. I'm going to stick to playing Mahjong, which is a much more civilized game. Right, register for tournament. You still planning on getting K3 after the Kagawa drama? Yep, because he's a villain and I get to punch him really hard in the face several times over. Maybe even heat action him over a railing. Street Fight, that's the one we're looking for. Oh, right. I need to turn this down as well, just so chat doesn't get blasted. Yeah, great attack! To be honest, I've got so many bowling balls in the inventory, I might not even need to do the bowling balls in these fights. Beer crates, however, this makes my life so much easier. Thing is, the way I look at it, just because one voice actor was an utter, I don't swear on the channel, an utter good, we shall say. I'm not going to outdo an entire studios of people and their hard graft in some sort of protest. I'm not. If you want to change it, by all means. But I think for a lot of it, it does. I don't know. I was going to say a lot of it's probably just internet drama, but I generally don't know enough of the situation to say whether it is just internet drama or not. A lot of it smells of the Hogwarts Legacy, though. With a lot of with so many people around me just saying, "If you play this game, you are dead to me," and it's just, oh, okay, why? Bonk. Right. Big rate. Fine, no, I'll just beat him over the head with this ball. Right, that's one revelation done. That's two revelations done. Right, we don't have to do this anymore then. There we go. Boof. Boof. Boo, 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 boo. There we are. Left that to sit too long, that's going cold. Marvellous. Right. Can we have an easy fight for this one? Kind of. Bonk. Alright, I'll catch up with chat in a moment. Oh, yes, the steel drums. I forgot about them. Oh. Also, while I'm at it, and to give us a break from the bloody commentators, yes, there we go. So that's everything now clear in that list. Enhance bowling, enhance bear. Equip a crate and then press triangle. Okay, cool. Oh, cool. Right, you just have those price for me. Ah. Oh, this dude is really annoying me now. Oh, I think I'm just going to load. I'm just going to cheese this now. Or not. Kick combo. I wish I could kick like this. Then again, it is a video game. So, yeah. There we go. I forgot my earbuds, so I can't hear a thing. Thank God, because of where we are. Yes. Well, you can't hear it, but hail, Hoodlum, welcome. Right, so trying to catch up with chat. To be fair, the Potter one is a bit more black and white since what's her name openly admits to what's her name admits she uses the money to do horrible things to people. What? No, the why, because I know who you mean, but what? I say anyway because that's one I'll look up in my own time. Just so yeah, chat does not need to worry about filling in the gaps on that one because being deliberately vague, as I know Twitch bans people for using certain words because Twitch is using AI and AI is a tool, not the computer from Star Trek. So, the video of him doing the thing circulating the internet, but RGG doubled down and said that they're not going to change. I doubt the boycott's going to do anything to them. I too doubt the boycott's going to do anything to them. But it is slightly laughable because I do know something involves harassment of a hostess, which is just scummy at the best of times, and it does sort of it doesn't actually surprise me. It depresses me because they binned off a character and changed his model because he got done for doing drugs, but this dude assaulted someone. Don't even know if I can say that word. I may suddenly go offline. But yeah, this dude does assaulted someone, and they assaulted a woman, and the studio's gone. It's just, I know different values, and Western values versus Eastern values, etc., etc., etc. But still, it's just, yeah, yeah, that's, oh, the world depresses me. Right, hello, there we go. It is version. What? Okay, now I am going to have to look that one up. That can't be real. That just sounds like a Twitter rumor. JKR to put it vague. Yeah, no, I knew who Earthheart meant. Don't worry. I know. Don't worry. I know who. I know the basics of the whole Potter thing. Um, he allegedly possessed substances, which I believe was proven false. Oh, was that was Taniyama? Tanimina? No, Taniyama. I know too many Japanese names from Yakuza as well as training with, well, Japanese senseis over the years. So I don't know if it's Taniyama is the person who is in the game and their voice actor, or if Taniyama is a sensei that I trained with in Paisley. So the police dude from Yakuza 4. That narrows it down. I hope. But yes, needs people like us to spread positivity and love. Yes, yes, me, the most optimistic human being alive today. I am the bastion of optimism and hope. Apparently. Miserable sod is what I'd usually use to describe myself. Or blind drunk. Blind drunk, miserable sod. Yes. I'd say you're optimistic. Nah, too much of a realist for that. I have to have some optimism. Hence the whole AI thing from earlier. Well, actually, spawn that. It's in it's on the Tech Workshop on Discord. There's a video from Network Chuck, who went to the Cisco conference. I forget the name, the official name, but it was a Cisco conference where they announced all these new AI networking tools, and it was basically a big question of, are network engineers going to exist in the next 5 years? And most of them were actually optimistic, and it was basically a case of, well, AI is going to do a lot, but it can't do everything. Like critical analysis. That's not something AI can really do. It can just do math to figure out things and algorithms and create graphs and tables and tell you if the system's up or down. It doesn't have the troubleshooting capability of years on the tools teaches you, because it's unless you can start putting people's brains into AI, which we have no computer powerful enough to do, because human brain is, a bit more complicated than silicon chip. I think the job world will change. I think it's like, well, lamplighters. Lamplighters don't exist anymore because you've got electric street lighting, but those jobs became other things because you've got then electricians who look after the street lighting and go up and change the bulbs and etc. So, yeah, I mean, AI will take plenty of jobs, but I think it'll also create other jobs. I can see an entire field of programmers brought in to tidy up code from AI random generated nonsense that the likes of Microsoft are pushing out with their Windows updates, because now Microsoft agreed that, oh no, most things need to be used with code. Or AI needs to be used in all coding practices, etc., etc., etc. That is me paraphrasing, by the way. I can't remember the exact terminology in the Microsoft thing. Again, critical thinking, self-teaching, and if I put my money on it, they will turn around and do an Adobe and get more income stream out of it. Probably, they probably will. I Adobe. Crunchyroll is apparently taking the Adobe practices of Gummy not being able to cancel things as well. That's all I hear. I do not use Adobe anymore. Well, no, correction. I use Adobe at work in the form of Acrobat because it's already paid for by my employer. I refuse to give Adobe any money. After I decided, well, I don't... Oh, there we go, level 8. I decided I don't want to go through the... Well, I used to use Photoshop for my thumbnails, etc., etc. And then I actually watched a Linus Tech Tips video where they did a thing where they said, well, can we remove Adobe completely from our workflow? The answer was no, because they're a business, and they went in depth into why. But they did give several suggestions of alternatives. One of them is Affinity Designer, which is the old-style license. It depresses me to say old-style license, but you pay for the license once, and the software is yours forever. Or, well, I say forever, you know what I mean. So I went, right, that's it. I'm not going to pay Adobe £5 a month just to use Photoshop, which I use likely once a week to make some alterations to thumbnails. And I tried to cancel it, and they said, oh, that's fine, you can cancel your Creative Cloud subscription, but you need to pay us £90 to do so. Oh, do I now? And I even left it right up until the deadline of my contract before the license renewal, just to see if I get a cheaper deal, basically by... Hold on, am I out of weapons now? I left it right up... Yes, I am. I left it right up till the deadline to see if it took any of the money off. Maybe it was just I had to pay for the remainder of my contract, which is bollocks anyway, because I'd already been paying £5 a month anyway. But no, I had to pay a £90 exit charge to get rid of Adobe Creative Cloud. At which point I grit my teeth, paid the blasted fee, and swore never to give Adobe any more money so long as I live. And I've stuck to that. I use DaVinci Resolve for the video editing, and I use, I'm going to go back this way where I've cleared it already. I use DaVinci Resolve for my video editing, works perfectly fine for what I need it for, and I use Affinity Designer, as I mentioned before, for my Photoshop work. Don't need anything else other than that. I've never purchased Adobe. I really want to try out After Effects, but I have alternatives. Go for alternatives. Don't give Adobe your money. It's really insidious, really, because you've got, apart from the fact, the reason it's so big in business is because you get a really good deal on Adobe licensing for educational institutions. So you've got all your students coming through learning on Adobe software, and then they get out into the employment, into the workforce, and the business license is hellish expensive. So then you went, that's the wrong place. I needed to go up there. So yeah, that's where they make most of the money. And then if you're just an independent, then they can just swindle you on that. It looks like a good deal. Oh, it's only £5 a month. Oh no, £90 to cancel out of the contract. Oh, okay then. So, yeah. I've heard of Affinity. I highly recommend it. Or at least Affinity Designer 2, which is what I use. I haven't upgraded to... I'm still getting updates for it, actually. I don't know if there's Affinity Designer 3, but if there is, I haven't bothered to upgrade to it, because 2 does everything I need it to do. Loophole to that, complain. No, well, I just... Nah. I mean, I could have. I probably should have, but I didn't. And now I'm just going to leave it. Because, yeah, they're never going to get any money from me. Doesn't matter to them, because they're already swimming in money from various other people, but, yeah. That's just, no. I hate Adobe. I will never recommend Adobe to anyone. Even Apple, I can recommend to some people. Well, no, I used to be able to recommend Apple. iPhones. Wait. Do I need to actually do this? No, I don't. I'll just wander around. iPhone used to be quite easy. iPhone was you tap one thing to open the app and you tap another button to close the app. And that was it. And that was brilliant. And that's why I recommended an iPad to my mother and to my grandmother. Now they've gone all the buttonless touchy screen thing nonsense and gesture controls, and it's just no different than an Android at this point. So it's... Da, 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 da. I don't know if I might try looking into it to advance my craft. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, unless you're employed by somebody who's going to pay for your Adobe licensing. I mean, at this point, I'm also contemplating moving away from Microsoft Office because that's starting to get very bloated. Also, I don't know. I keep my 365 subscription. Well, I use Excel quite a lot. I need to look into some of the free alternatives, open source alternatives, and see if it works with my spreadsheets. That's fine. I could use the browser-based version. I could use like Google Docs, but I don't really. I spend most of my time in a browser. I don't want to also just move all of my document workflow into a browser as well. I use Obsidian for note keeping, so that's good. Don't really use Word for anything very much. Excel is pretty much the only thing I use now that I think about it. I don't need OneDrive, and I've got plenty of other cloud storage solutions, so I don't really need OneDrive. So I might look into spinning off 365 and using something like LibreOffice for my spreadsheets. Save a bit of money on that one. I'm going to have to be careful here, else I'm going to lose the overcharge on my health. And that means I have to go through the palaver of getting all the strength bits back. Oh, Yep. There we are, that's another down. Go, take you down. You. Balls to it. There we go. Da, 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 da. Oh, am I the only one that likes it because it's inspired by the Tiger Arrow stuff? I have no idea what you mean by that one. I mean, my skills are transferable, so I'm not against a free license. This is true. One of my friends just switched to Linux for gaming, and he's like 30% better performance, but it's a steep learning curve. Not really. Linux. If you go with something like Linux Mint, it's basically just Windows. So, I mean, the steep learning curve is if you want to start doing stuff in the terminal. For the most part, it's all just... If all you do is web browse and etc., then that's fine. But nah, Linux isn't that steep of a learning curve. To be a power user... Actually, to be a power user, I'd say Windows is probably a steeper learning curve. I mean, I've played with the idea of switching over to Linux from Windows, but at the same time, I'm not convinced that all of my stuff is going to keep working if I go over to Linux, so I'll probably just bite the bullet and stick to Windows for the time being. I mean, I don't mind Windows for a lot of it. I think Windows is a very powerful operating system, and the backwards compatibility into it is absolutely superb. And I can just install things, and they work. Unlike Linux in the past, where I've tried to install some specialist stuff and I end up in dependency hell, trying to figure my way around how the dickens am I supposed to do this, 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 and this. And why are all these errors showing up in the terminal, and why am I compiling things from tarball files? But at the same time, all the AI bloats that Windows is trying to cram into it, and the recent slew of bad updates. I think the bad updates will get fixed when Microsoft finally wrap their heads around the concept of not trying to force the developers to just use AI, or if they are going to have developers use AI, then start doing a lot more work in your, your troubleshooting and testing and make it more robust. But the issue is that he is in fact doing command line stuff. He's hosting a server for various media stuff. Ah, okay, right. If you're running headless, then yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, Linux GUI's fine. Linux desktop, Ubuntu desktop, Mint desktop. Well, Mint's quite close to Windows anyway. But yeah. If you're trying to do all server-side stuff, there is a steep learning curve because you are working in GUI, and if you want to get to a file, then you have to learn how to do the CD commands and then follow the file path. Then eventually you learn that you can use the little squiggly tiled sign to basically preset your home destination, or setting up a static IP address where you have to modify a YAML file. And then you realize, oh, Nano is a thing. Nano is a beautiful text editor. And if you don't have Nano, you have to use the inbuilt Vim. And Vim is a weird one, because if you want to, basically, you open the Vim file, and then you have to press, I think it's the insert key in order to enter the text into your file, and then when you want to save it, you have to then press escape to go out of insert mode. Then it's control semicolon. Control colon? Can't remember. It might be control semicolon. Then you have to put in WQ, or is it QW, and then hit enter, and that will save and quit. I don't like them. If I've got Nano, I'm happy. Nano, I understand. Where am I with my weapons? I still have some. Oh, Hamadoom, welcome. Oh, fellow human being. Shocky shots. Why not? Boo, 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 boo. Vim has such a high learning curve. If you can do some crazy powerful power user stuff with it, you can. You can indeed. But at the same time, for most of the stuff I'm doing, I don't really need it to be that high power user. I don't remember if it's what... No, I think I've got Nano. I've got the main switch for the for the machine learning cluster I look after. That uses Cumulus, which is a Linux networking operating system. It's odd. But I think even that has Nano. Or if it doesn't, I don't remember. No, I don't think it does. OpenWRT only has Vim, unless you play on the internet and then you can install Nano, but I'm basically just stuck to using Vim. Like playing Mahjong. Yes, I like that analogy. It is like playing Mahjong. What in the Lord am I doing here? Hey, I kind of get it now. I'm never going back to who I was before. Pretty much. You Vim bro? Damn. Yes, I do. Well, sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If Nano is available, Nano all the way. Because that answers most of what I need to do. Ow. No, you go down. Nope. I went down. Bang, 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 bang. Ow. No. Ow. Good job, Akiyama. Oh. Well, so much for that. Need some time. Bonk. For example, I don't quite know how well... I think OBS does work in... For the stream, for example, I think OBS works in Linux. Steam definitely works in Linux these days. What else do I use for stream? Well, Firefox exists, I know that one. Don't know if all my drivers would exist. NVIDIA drivers certainly do. Well, that's a non-issue. NVIDIA drivers have existed in Linux for ages. Years at this point. Do you think nunchucks work in real life? No. Well, maybe. In terms of striking an opponent very quickly, yes. In terms of power, no. Shadowversity did a test on that one. And, well, not just them. There've been scientific studies as well. And it's basically... and also plenty of other YouTubers. But it's basically a case of... Because of the way the nunchuck is, it loses... You take a bat, for example. With a bat, you can... A nunchuck is equivalent to basically swinging a bat with one hand. The thing is, with a bat, you can use two hands. But if you use two hands on a nunchuck, it doesn't work because it doesn't have that connection to the rest of it. It's got a chain, but it doesn't transfer the energy quite as efficiently. Also, nunchucks really are not designed to be used with two hands. Nah. There are plenty of better weapons than nunchucks. Also, less chance of hitting yourself in the crotch. Which, in terms of as far as weapons go, that should be pretty high up there. What are your abilities? Surely we can't be that... Okay, we're nearly at level 9. Yes, we're an hour in and we're only now getting to level 9. But in fairness, we did lose a bit of time to the Colosseum. Alright, would you go for a... Wait, is it... Alright, would you go for a girl from 1,000 years from the future or 1,000 years from the past? Would I date a girl from 1,000 years ago, or would I date a girl from 1,000 years into the future? I'm guessing what you mean. Good question. Depends on the woman. Prepare and reload. I've seen episodes of Doctor Who. I know it could go either way. Right, weapons this, weapons that. Weapons this, weapons that. If I see a dude stretch his legs before a street fight, I'm just going to apologize and leave. Well, first, block it, you are in Japan, which means chances are if there's a bicycle nearby, and I've been to Tokyo, I know there are plenty of bicycles nearby. Yeah, you've got more risk of that than anything. If you see a dude making random gestures and then walking over to a bicycle, yeah. But be wary. I've played enough of these games to know that. Hello, Kevin. Oh, hello, Kevin Anderson. Hello, Kevin. I'll stick with Kevin because I already know another Kev here. Anyway, hail, welcome. What's left so far in terms of completion? Recap. We need to finish heat actions, and we need to do equipment modding, which we can't finish until Premium Adventure because we need a squid. And we have no squid. Kev is fine, yes, but there's two Kevs now in the chat. Well, not at the moment, but there are two Kevs who stopped by, so I will need to differentiate. Or maybe I won't, and we'll just enjoy the chaos. I might just go for the chaos route, actually. Not often I do chaos. Anyway, yes, so we've done everything apart from one weapon. Two weapons. One is a squid spear, the other one is the marlin spear, which we can't do unless we have the squid spear. So, yeah. So we've got two weapons left to do, which we can't do till Premium Adventure because the game does not let me move across to a different time. Because unlike every other Yakuza game, it's basically said, oh no, you can only stop at this particular time. Which is annoying, because if I knew that in advance, I would have even not sold the squid, or I would have made sure to catch one before progressing time, but whatever. We need to finish the heat actions, which we'll finish by the end of the game. In terms of character abilities, everyone is now level 25. Everyone now has all of the upgrades unlocked. I don't know if everyone has all their revelations. Shinada and Akiyama have all of them. And in terms of weapons, we've got 3 more weapons to do on Akiyama. I don't know how many more on Seijima, and I don't know how many more on Kiryu. But Shinada is finished. Shinada is all done. So, yeah. And in terms of completion percentage, 99.32%. Oh, and we also need to fight the Ammons, and we need to finish the story. And if we're going to Premium Adventure, we might as well go through at least once the final Colosseum fight that's only available in Premium Adventure, because I'm curious what it's all about. At least this time, I don't think we've got a Haruka Wandery Around mission, but maybe we do, maybe we don't. And I'm certainly not doing the climax battles, because I'm not going to try and do a full completion of this game. No, that would be silly. Says the man who doesn't actually need to do all of the weapon leveling. He's just decided to do it for the sake of getting everything. Level 9. Nice. Do we think level 10 is going to be quickly achieved? I'm doubtful. Oh, bro, I got a dip. I'll catch you later. Catch you, peace. Fair enough. Thank you for stopping by, Hamadou. And you have a good one. Ow, 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 ow. No, 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 no. Bong, bong, bong. Ah. Nope. Nope. Might as well plant the game now. Can't. I would if I... Oh, blast. That was dumb. I would, apart from I'd have to do it on Legendary. And that means a full playthrough again. So I am playing with the idea of going through and platinuming the games I haven't platinumed. But I'll probably do that offline. The only time I broke that rule was for Kiwami 2, because, well, no, we did Yakuza 0 Platinum, because I'd already played through it once years ago, so it was already unlocked for Legendary, so we started a blank file. No New Game Plus here. We started a blank file in Legend, and we went for it, so we got the Platinum with that. Kiwami, I didn't want to go through the, well, we hadn't played Kiwami, so we didn't have the Legend unlocked. Kiwami 2, I broke my rule because I just loved that game so much. And we had the Infinite Demon Blade, so I was like, we'll just speedrun it. Speedrun as speedy as I can be with games. 3, I could not be bothered because I just really hated the combat in that game. Story was absolutely amazing. Phenomenal story, but everything else was a bit, eh. And 4... No, that was a long game. Didn't feel like going through that on Legendary again. And this, I really don't feel like going through on Legendary. Mostly because it's just long. It probably wouldn't feel too long if I was just going through the story beats, but it's certainly long enough that I'm not going to do it on stream. Otherwise, it would just be a year of Yakuza. Seriously, we started this back in February. It has been 10 months. We've been playing this game for 10 months. I think we've been playing it probably longer than Tears of the Kingdom. And that was our longest game to date. Well, that being Breath of the Wild, which took us about 6 months to... I think that was full completion for those two. Apart from Tears of the Kingdom, it turns out I missed a random mini game, which technically wasn't required for anything. So I might load up Tears of the Kingdom just to go and do that mini game, so I can say I've done everything. But in terms of the metrics for the game, that was 100%. So everything was done in that one, and then some, because I did all the armor upgrades, which was another nonsensical test of my sanity and patience. $10 months, goddamn, yeah. Get counted up, February. And it's now November. It'd be 12 months apart from I'm very much at the end. I'm pretty much at the end of it now. There is no way I'm going to still be playing this in February unless I go for a legendary run. So, Tears of the Kingdom was more than 1 year, if I remember correctly. Don't think it was a year. I mean, it was across 2 years, but I don't think it was a full 12 months of me playing. I don't know. The easiest way to find out is to go into the YouTube archive and see when our Journey episode 1 of the Let's Play was uploaded, and then see when the final episode of the Let's Play was uploaded, and that'll let you know how long it took me roughly to actually finish the game. Because I edit all the VODs the Sunday after the week, so. This episode will be on next Wednesday because that's when I'll have set it to upload. Assuming I can keep to the upload schedule, because, yeah, sometimes things happen and the rendering doesn't finish in time, or I don't get around to setting it going, or the software crashes while it's rendering while I'm in work, etc, 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 etc. Sneaky way to rep your YouTube channel. Yeah. There's plenty of videos on the YouTube channel. If you ever need any superfluous nonsense to listen to in the background, then there's hundreds and hundreds of hours of me playing various games. From Kingdom Hearts all the way through to Cyberpunk. And of course Yakuza. We have been doing this Yakuza franchise run for years now. To the point where I am just considering not calling it a franchise run anymore. Wait, where's... Oh, wait, I thought there was a copper one. Oh, there isn't. Okay, fine, we'll just go for the premium lots. At this point, I'm considering not calling it a franchise run anymore because it is just... This is just my life now. This is just a Yakuza channel with occasionally different games. I'm not even a variety streamer at this point. I'm just a Yakuza streamer. Not the worst thing, but it does mean that the rate RGG are passing out games. It's passing out games. That's the worst thing to say, isn't it? Releasing games, there we go. At the rate RGG are releasing games, it's never going to end. Because after this, we've got 6. Then we've got Judgment. Then we've got... Then we've got 7. Judgment 2. The Man Who Erased His Own Name, Infinite Wealth, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Kiwami 3, probably Kiwami 4 after that. Kiwami 5 will eventually turn up on the horizon. So, yeah. Inshin and Inshin. Forgot about Inshin. I won't forget about Inshin because I remember the horror stories you've told me, Flocket. But yes, we've got Inshin to do as well. And Yakuza 7... Like a Dragon, that's going to be, yeah, that's, a part of me is sorely tempted to buy that on Steam just so I can do the grinding on my Steam Deck off stream, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it to PlayStation because that's where we started the franchise run and that's where I want to end the franchise run, which means I'm afraid we are going to have more streams like this of me just grinding. Me talking absolute nonsense as we grind our way into the sunset on fighting through mobs and XP, and me slowly losing my sanity. And slowly losing my sanity. Did I mention losing my sanity? That grey squirrel over there is telling me that I've lost my sanity. Yes, it proclaims to burn the heretics in the name of the God Emperor. Many things. Anyway, beer. Oh, bollocks. Beer, even though I've put my bottle opener on the other side of the room. Give me a second. Or you could enjoy yourself. I could enjoy myself. I am enjoying myself. OCD is a marvelous thing. At least when the obsessive compulsion is doing this sort of nonsense. You have sanity? Well, it is debated at this point. Considering I long ago... You know what? The reason I 100% games is, historically, when I was... Well, I say historically, when I was a kid, like my Game Boy and stuff, I would just run through the game and just do the story beats. No side questing, nothing else, just the story beats. And eventually I sort of got bored of it because it was just, well, games are short and it's not that interesting, and I miss it. It's just, and then I actually started watching Carnage, and he was doing a whole 100% thing, and he basically argued the reason he does it is because he can then see everything in the game and he can see everything that the devs do. And I thought, you know what? That's not a bad idea. So when I started streaming, I made the decision, apart from the exception of Kingdom Hearts 1, I think. No, I think it might have been Kingdom Hearts 1. Don't know, I'd have to reload the save and double check. With Kingdom Hearts 1, I didn't do that, because I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I thought, I'll just play it normally, and yeah. But every other game I've played, no, Kingdom Hearts and Metro Exodus. Those two, I don't think we did what I'd classify as 100% run on them. But after that, Kingdom Hearts 2 and onwards, yeah, I switched to doing 100% runs, and I've never looked back, because as much trouble as they give me, I see so much more of the game. I get down into the depths of how the programmers have made combat systems and all the mini games, and I can genuinely say, well, this bit's really good, this bit's really bad, and yeah, so that's why I 100%. That's why I do everything, because I just find enjoyment out of it. I'm not speed running. I'm not missing out everything. It just I mean, I've learned the map of Kamurocho at this point. For me, I never got to have a lot of games when I was young, so I would always try to do get as much as I can from what I can. Same as the completionist then. That's what led him to completing games, is that his family didn't have a lot of money, so it was a case of just continuously renting the same games from Blockbuster, if I remember the story correctly. And yeah, that was it. He basically completed games so he could get as much out of them as humanly possible. Same for me at this point. It's just, yeah. I mean, I keep the rule of bollocks there, just as a get out if there's something that I find so egregious that I refuse to do. It's also why I've got the 100% versus completion, because I can't complete all games. It's like this with Yakuza. I can't get a full completion because I'd have to play through the game twice. And I won't play through a game twice on stream because the way I handle things, it's just, I want it to be a journey, not just, and it's not really a journey if we're going back to the start and running through the journey again. Because there's nothing for me to react to, really. It's just seeing the exact same thing we've seen once already. Good when you've had a gap between the start of finishing the game and starting a new save, because admittedly I did that with Crysis 2, where I just played it on loop, and now I love the game, but I have no interest in going back to it. Oh, we've got twins. Marvellous. But yeah, just get as much out of it as humanly possible. That's it. It's just... So yeah, that's why I can't do completion for every games, and also there's some achievements that I just don't. I mean, for Batman Arkham Knight, for example, if I went for a completion run on that, it would have just been me playing the same mission, the same extra content over and over and over and over again for stream after stream. Rich, I know, considering what we're doing at the moment. But this is a doable end goal, whereas Arkham Knight was just basically me grinding for far, far too long over an achievement. So, yeah. Not entirely. Sometimes I do have to balance it out between what would be enjoyable for the viewer and what would be and what I want to do. Watching me getting very frustrated as I die 100 times to the same stupid challenge because a combat system didn't want to work in my favor, versus this, where I am just grinding out levels, but I can also chat. So, yeah. So yeah, I have the 100% as the baseline. So Yakuza, 100%. We do everything. We do the entire completion list, we do all of the levels. Tears of the Kingdom was the same, relatively. Stupid Korok seeds. But yeah, this, unlike Tears of the Kingdom, as I've said before, I'm fine with this. This is my jam. This is a case of, it's variety. There's so many things to do, but it's different things. I'm not just looking for the same thing 1,000 times. I mean, with like the weapons, we're finding an optimum strategy with it. I've got the weapons in the inventory now, and now I'm finding a way of balancing out. With the Colosseum as well. Colosseum was a prime example. That was, well, admittedly using a guide for some of it, but that was finding an optimal way of beating each opponent. Finding a way of cheesing it. I mean, with Kiryu, it's the Tiger Drop. Seijima, it was the Tiger Dragon Drop. With Akiyama, it was just spamming Lord Strike, because we realised that on some opponents, we could just stun lock them around the arena. With Shinada, it's using his Meteor Tackle to just basically slam into everyone and then slam them into the chain link fences. So you learn the mechanics. Or exploration, finding all these little nooks and crannies around the world. Sometimes you find Easter eggs. Like Breath of the Wild, where we went off and we found all of the monuments and stuff about the Zora Princess. And then it was trying to theory craft, well, how does this fit in with the rest of the timeline? Which I loved. I did enjoy the theory crafting in Breath of the Wild. It wasn't perfect. There are a lot of things that annoyed me with that game in terms of the lore, but you know what? It worked. And then you got Tears of the Kingdom, where it was just basically, no, that was utter bollocks. And no, I've ranted enough about that game already. Giving you yapping about games is getting me in the zone with the CSS stuff. That's fair enough. If I'm helping with that, cool. Me talking nonsense about, well, maybe not nonsense, but me yammering about my love of gaming, you know what, I'll take that acceptance. I think, earnestly, your Korok Seed run should have you... I think earnestly that your Korok Seed run should have had you institutionalized. Look, padded cells are very comfy. I think for Breath of the Wild, sorry, not Breath of the Wild, for Tears of the Kingdom, I am still amazed that I survived with most of my faculties intact in that. And yet, that wasn't the one that nearly broke me, it was the blasted caves. The Korok Seed, we got that done, and it was just, oh yes, we've got another golden poo. The caves were what annoyed me, because it's a case of, oh, you found a cave, but the cave doesn't count because there's multiple entrances to a cave, and you have to find every single entrance to a cave. And then, because the map was so big, I had a devil of a time trying to wrap my head around, well, which caves have we done? And in the end, it turned out the 2 caves we missed. 2 caves, I should probably not make the other gesture, but anyway, the 2 caves we've missed, though it was applicable, I suppose, in terms of Tears of the Kingdom. The 2 caves we missed were right in the tutorial area where we started the game. It's just... I respect the Colosseum and Climax Battle grind. The issue with Inshin is that you got to grind a 10-minute dungeon over and over for a under 1% drop item, and I generally feel I gain nothing from it. My question is, for that, is that a completion list item? If it's, I mean, primary completion list, you've played the other Yakuza games, Socket. You know, like in the likes of like Zero and Kiwami, you had 2 completion lists. You had the primary completion list. I can actually use this, isn't it? You had the primary completion list like this here, and then you could press like the square button or the triangle button, and it opened a different completion list. Now, if it was primary completion list, I'd have to bite the bullet and I'd have to go through it. But if it's secondary completion list like it was in Kiwami, I could invoke the rule of bollocks like I did in that game because I didn't feel like grinding my way at the time because I still didn't quite understand Mahjong. At the time, I would have had to grind my way through the Mahjong the Mahjong Grand Prix thing to get the final weapon I needed to get the secondary completion list done, which I didn't feel like doing. Big shock, I know. Actually, it is a big shock now, but at the time it would have been big shock. But yes, so if it's primary, it is in fact on the completion list required for the shiny 100% number. Right, well, we're doing it then. It's the same with this game. I refused to give in the Colosseum because that would have meant giving up on our full completion run. Well, not full completion run, but it would have meant that this would be the first game out of 5 where I didn't get 100%, and I refuse to accept that. Shocking. Very shocking, I know, but, yeah. So we're gonna have to do it. I mean, we did it with Zero. We got the rare stuff like the Mad Dog collar and all sorts. So yeah, yeah, we'll go through that. We'll go through that particular joy. This Korean tofu stew masterpiece brings together sweet seafood, rich shellfish, and exquisite scores Americani. We will have the jingle of pot of mussels. Yes. Same category as getting all of the weapons and gear, e.g. in Yakuza 5, which you did. You know what? Getting all the weapons and gear, excluding the squid, because we have to catch a squid, that was not too bad. I got through it a darn sight quicker than I was anticipating. Because basically, once you've got to the finale, so long as you're very careful not to use anything or sell anything other than plates, he says, completely missing the squid, then it wasn't too bad. It was just a lot of time stood there trading things backwards and forwards. Yakuza 0 was worse because it had that whole RNG mini-game sort of thing. Well, yeah, so we've pretty much wrapped up all. Well, yeah, we've just got one last thing to do. The thing that would have killed us completely, if not for, I think it was somebody in chat. Was it Boris? I don't know, but it might have been Boris or Real Spawn. Can't remember, but somebody in chat basically told me point blank, do not open any locker as Haruka. That saved the run. Because if I had opened any of the lockers as Haruka and I got unlucky, we would have lost out on getting the 100%. Because no inventory carries over from Haruka. So the keys, when we, as Akiyama, we were able to unlock everything, but that would have killed me. I do not know what I would have done. I may have thrown out the run. I may have just pressed on, and it would have been a bitter pill to swallow. I mean, I threw out into about 2 hours of the cyberpunk run to go back and save a random character who we ended up betraying in the end anyway. But yeah. Listen, my dear boy, I've platinumed every single... I should probably not be reading chat when I'm surrounded by enemies. Listen, my dear boy, now I've platinumed every single game, and this one item nearly made me give it up with how frustrating it was. Well, we will see. I, too, will face that challenge. But the fact that you've just said that you've done it means that it's impetus for me to go, well, Locket's done it, I'll do it. It's like with Kev in Last Minute Continue, Kev. And our little competition in Arkham Knight. Trying to get the best time in the Batmobile, etc., etc. Admittedly, I conceded the Endless Night to Kev because I just did not want to go through the Predator for hours and hours and hours to get my score that high. 1,000,000 points in the Iceberg Lounge. Admittedly off stream, but we got 1,000,000 points in the Iceberg Lounge. I have the achievement to prove it. Reminds me, I really need to do more with the Steam. I don't play that many games on Steam though, that's the problem. Or rather, I don't finish them on the stream on Steam. So yeah, I need to do more with the Steam community, but I've just not got round to it. There are many things that I haven't got round to. I still need to talk to one of the artists about some thumbnails. 2 of the artists about some thumbnails. 3, technically, because I need something for Spyro 3 eventually. Oh well, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Worse than that, there's some items in which I had no choice but to save scum and shop in the shop menu for 8 straight hours. Measured in Critical Role episodes. Oh yes, good, right. Yep, no, we're no stranger to we're no stranger to save scumming in this world. Or on these journeys, in this channel, in this whatever. You know what I mean. Scrappy time. Ow. I mean, we've been going now for an hour and a half. Has it only been an hour and a half? An hour and a half just doing random unlock things to say we've unlocked everything. Oh, finally! Right, we're now at level 10. Awesome. Right, so that's the nunchucks finished. Tonfa shouldn't be too bad. Right, I'm just going to kick you in the head then. Oh, and he ran away. Cool. No, it is this way. Doubting myself there. Right, no, you're not fighting me until I get to a save, and then I can get rid of these nunchucks and switch out for the Tonfa, and then start leveling the Tonfa, which shouldn't take quite as long as the nunchucks in theory. I hope not. I don't remember them taking a particularly long time, but I could be wrong. I have been known to be in the past on several occasions. Assuming I can find the Tonfa. Oh, right, it's further up the list then, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh! Right. Okay, then. That's not going to happen, is it? Right, well, we'll pick up those two, and then I'll throw those in there. Yes, no, that's what I'll do, because I was about to say, oh, well, I'll leave an item spot for me to get another low-level Tonfa just for grinding up the levels. But if I leave a space, then I'll fight a dude, and then I'll get an item, and then I'll have to get rid of the item. So what we can do is we'll wait until our Tonfa break, then we'll go to Kamiyama Works, and then... Oh, yeah, right. We'll wait for the Tonfa to break, and then we'll go to Kamiyama Works. No, yeah, we'll go to the taxi we'll find a taxi, go to the bottom of the map, get rid of one item, get another taxi up to Kamiyama Works, and then we'll be able to fill the item slot with another lowish tiered offer. That makes sense. Hopefully it does. Might have just been me rambling 5 minutes. What's your fault? Cheers, I thought. There we go. Now I can use the self-defense ruler. How is Akiyama holding it? Don't ask me. I think he's just super glued it to his arm. You're still stood upright, so you can be our next victim. Got it. Right in the crotch. Alright, let's get ourselves a beef bowl. Oh, it's been about... I've read this so many times and I still can't remember what it actually is. Large bowl of spicy bibimbap. Comes with a salty sweet Korean sauce called gochujang and miso soup. I like miso soup. Also beef curry. I also like beef curry. Grilled chicken bowl, however. Large grilled chicken bowl. Ever had a bibimbap before? Nope, I have not. The closest I've come to a bat is a sandwich. A bacon bap. Not that that's what they're called in this part of the world, I think. Barm. Or just sandwich. Usually just sandwich. There's a lot of things I've not had, but I have had ramen in a restaurant in the Tokyo Dome Mall complex thing, which was my first encounter with ordering a meal from a ticket machine outside out front and then being seated, given beer, and then handed a bowl of a bowl of ramen. It was nice ramen. Now, one of the chaps with me at the time was complaining it smells funny, and it smelled fine. It was... I also had curry for breakfast. I'm not entirely sure whether that's a Japanese thing or if they misunderstood what a continental breakfast is. Unless continental was the Asian continent, in which case I can see Indians eating curry for breakfast. Curry for breakfast was quite nice, actually. I'm not complaining. Korean-style rice bowl, usually with egg yolk, sautéed veggies, and beef. Ah, that makes more sense. Repair and reload equipment, though I've just realised I've been a dingus. I'm a sucker for simple stuff like that. I forget the name of the channel. Well, there's a dude who keeps doing... actually, I've subscribed to him now on YouTube. He does a lot of YouTube shorts of him basically going around Japan and finding, like, little mom-and-pop sort of eating holes and places in rural Japan. And in busier places, like in abandoned malls and stuff. I say abandoned malls, but, you know, like the shopping arcades and stuff. Some of the stuff he eats looks very nice. When I get back to well, if all goes well, I will be in Japan in a couple of years. April 2027, I think, for a karate course. So I will have to try and find some of these eateries while I am there. Do I worry about... Yeah, I'll get some... Yeah, I'll do what I said. I'll throw an item in there, go back to... Yeah. Throw a weapon in the item box. Beat up some goons. Oh, cool. That's level 4. Oh, I'm going to have to go back to Kamiyama Works now anyway, aren't I? I've eaten gourmet seafood courses and $300 Wagyu, but nothing beats a greasy a greasy beef and egg bowl from Yoshinora. Yoshinoya, even. Right, now that we've beaten those goons up, and I resist the urge to go and play some Mahjong, though it is very tempting at this point, let us return to Kamiyama Works and retrieve ourselves a thing.
Dun dun dun!
I forget I have that button. To be honest, the Stream Deck is another thing that I need to look at, because then again, the soundboards I use, I don't use that many sounds on stream. But I probably could also go for a bit more variety. Maybe some sound alerts as well, though I have no idea how to set them up. I'll have to look into it. I keep playing with the idea of setting up some voice changer software as well for when I'm voice acting in game. Well, trying to voice act these games, for example, but I don't know. Would it lose some of its charm if I'm not struggling to come up with random voices for the characters? Probably. Probably would. Other people would say, oh god, please, yes, my ears are still bleeding. Those people are usually the ones who've heard me voicing Bacchus. Though alas, we've not seen much of the Bacchus clan this game. Really. I'm an idiot. I literally said, right, we're going to buy another low-level Tonfa. What did I not do when I was in Kamiyama Works? Voice mods feel like an escape. Nothing beats a good old Majima sesh. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I wasn't going to do it for the blokes. It's more just me trying to do female voices. I think that Like a Dragon, I probably will, though, because some of the... I think there are a couple of women in the main cast, aren't there? And that would probably kill my voice. Dear God, please let Bacchus die. Nope! Oh, that's autopilot there. Right. Not happening. It will never happen. I said in Yakuza 0 that I was going to put Bacchus in every single Yakuza game. And I have, so far. I don't know if I'll do it in Judgment. I might run out of characters if Max stops appearing. Steel Tonfa. Why? I had a... Oh, wait a minute. That's what happened to my Steel Tonfa. Right. No, that's it.
またどうぞ。
I've made significant progress in my rough idea. Awesome. Good job, Nintendo. Hate to say it, but he makes a pretty significant appearance in Inshin. Oh, does he now? Oh, well. Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, chat, you're going to have so much fun. Oh, that does... Shouldn't have laughed so quickly at that. I've just realised. One, the Bacchus voice does actually hurt after a while, so that's going to be entertaining for me. But I've also just remembered that there's an entire game of Majima. I am going to have to voice an entire Majima game. Majima is not a character. Kiryu, I made sure the voice was something comfortable because of the sheer amount of talking. And Majima, I survived Yakuza 0, but the entire Majima game? Oh dear. That's going to be fun. I'll have to make sure to get plenty of throat lozenges when we get to Pirate Yakuza, aren't I? Specifically, one of the collectibles is several dozen written memoirs, which he sits down and discusses each at length. Oh, that's going to be fun now, isn't it? Isn't it, boy? Boy! Isn't Pyro Yakuza mostly voiced anyway? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played it. If it is, then my voice is saved. If it isn't, then I'm going to be doing a lot of Majima voice acting. Which some people would not complain about. Right up until my voice gives out, probably. Who's that going to stop? Me, because I don't voice. If there's a voiced cutscene, I don't voice it, because why would I take away from the voice actors? I mean, I could also just play the game dubbed, but I mean, I came this far with the original Japanese dubbing, and it would just feel weird to switch to the English dub. Don't get me wrong. Power to the to the dub artists, the dub voice actors, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel it lose something at this point. Gotta say, I played Yakuza 7 dubbed specifically because of Matt Mercer. I mean, that's their thing. Apparently, he's quite good as Majima, but at the same time, no, it feels like I'd be losing something. That being said, dubbed karaoke felt like a sin. I have seen some of the dubbed karaoke. I got curious, so I saw up the dub of Bakamatai from 7, and it's just auto-tune comes to mind. There we go. And immediately back to Kamiyama Works. No, okay, maybe not. I'll fight this dude. I'll probably lose my out on some stuff, but to be fair, there's only so much they can do since they have restrictions on what they can do. This is fair. But in terms of the karaoke, they could have easily got a separate actor to, you know, get somebody to do the singing role. I don't know. Some shows do that, don't they? Have like a different have one voice actor for dialogue and one voice actor for any musical-y bits in it. I'm trying to think of an example. Steven Universe? Did Steven Universe do that? I think My Little Pony did. I suppose I've got enough levels now to use the slashing compa. Oh, I do! Oh, awesome! I don't need to go back to Kamiyama Works then. I'll just go back to the item box. Oh, that's a different one from Shineda. I'll have to double check spreadsheet now, see if that was one of the things that I was missing. I think it might actually be. I had it in my mind that it was Knuckles or something for Akiyama, but I think it's Tonfa. Essence of Finishing Knuckle. Oh no, that was Kiryu and Seijima. There we go. Essence of Tonfa's. Done. Awesome. Right, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more things on the heat list, on the heat action list now to do, and then we've finished that. Cool. Right, to the pub, then to the item box. Compare this to what was it we were doing? This to the nunchucks. We are flying through these levels right now. Admittedly, it gets slower as we go up, but still. There's only one Yakuza VA. His name is Ezio. And he also sings karaoke when he's had too much scotch. That happened once. And it was a very, very janky rendition of Mac the Knife. I sing when I am very, very drunk, or, as per Karate Club tradition, after successfully passing a Dan grading. So far, I have sang Mac the Knife outside of a pub in Edinburgh. You're Welcome from Moana inside a pub in Edinburgh. I forgot what I sang for my third Dan, but considering I was doing my masters at the time and I remember very little of that grading, yeah, there's something, and I don't know what I'm going to sing if I ever pass my fourth Dan. Maybe one of the 8-bit big band's Portal songs. Either Still Alive or... I was going to say After You've Gone, but no, that's a Joust song. Whatever the one for Portal 2 is, which annoys me that I've forgotten it because I love Portal 2. Want You Gone. There we go. Right, perfect. We're now set up for more goon punishment. Goon! Goon! Also, hail Palomino. Sorry, I can't remember if I said that already. RGG, Sega, if you need a voice actor for a future Yakuza game, by all means, I can send you a demo reel. I have no idea what I do for a demo reel, but I could send you a demo reel. Let the last minute continue. Hail Cat, welcome. What's the weird orange logo in the franchise? What weird orange logo in the franchise? In this franchise? Weird orange logo in this franchise. What? The one that's flashing up in the top left-hand corner. Cartoon orange with eyes in Yakuza series. Oh! Isn't that from Yakuza 6? Look it! Your time is now! If you're still around. No Micho! There we go! Yakuza 6, I think he also appears in every Yakuza game after 6. I've not met him yet. Nice to meet you. Oh, is that a thing from that? I am kind of looking forward to actually meeting this character. I've seen GIFs. A sailor, yes, a sailor with an orange for his head. Food. You know what? Cafe Alps. Oh no, Smile Burger. We haven't done Smile Burger, but Novarish. Hello, hello, my friend, with your stupid silver suit and your black shoes for some reason. What? Were gold shoes too ostentatious for you? Silver shoes, throw off your jam! I travelled to the IRL on a meat sheet because of the game, only to learn he's not based on any IRL thing at all. Oh, that's a shame. Well, that's the thing, yes. When I go back to Japan, the current idea is that we'll go as a group and then we'll train as a group in Tokyo and then sort of go our separate ways. So at some point I might try and make my way down to Okinawa. Maybe I'll try and do a list, depending on how confident I feel. Maybe I'll... Oh, right. Depending on how confident I feel, maybe I'll try and go just on a tour of Japan. Just do like a little pilgrimage of Yakuza-y places. Wow, I can eat that and still some. I'll have that and a smile shake. Not a big fan of milkshakes, but whatever. I'm not going to have to drink it. Kabuchiko, wherever Sotenbore is based off of, try to go to Okinawa. I don't know how much I'd be able to cram in a few days. Okinawa is pretty good, but come stop by Osaka for the real experience. Oh, this is true. Oh, Osaka is another one. Yeah, no, wait, I thought, wait, Osaka is like the county and then there's the city, isn't there? I'm not entirely sure how Japan works in that. Well, I was going to say states, but that's America. I don't know, Japan strikes me as more it has like a county system rather than a state system. That makes sense. Okinawa is both a prefecture and a city. Prefecture! That's what I'm thinking of. Is Sotenbore based on Osaka? Because I know Sotenbore is based off of... No, that would make sense if Osaka is a city. So it's, yeah, Sotenbore Osaka. So it would be Osaka, which is so popular that they named it twice. Oh, Dotonbore, there we go. That, yes, now I remember. Thank you. I was thinking, I said that, and as I was saying that, I was thinking, I must be wrong, because that doesn't sound right. And I know it doesn't sound right now, because chat has just told me it's Dotonbore. There we go. I think I remember... No, it wouldn't be Dotonbore exactly. It'd be a bro in Japan went to Osaka in a video years ago, and he went to a game... some sort of game bar, where they're like arcade game tables or like retro consoles or something. I'll have to try and find it. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah! Go! Iron plate. Cheapskates. Where am I with items? 2 dead. That's alright. We've got 2 fresh ones here. Let's start making our... Actually, no. I'll just make my way down to a taxi rank or something. Oh, actually, we could also try paying in some of our platinum plates. I might do that, actually. Get on. There we go. Stabby, stabby, stabby. There we go. There we go. Anamichi was pretty neat aside from having to take a 2-hour train from Hiroshima into the middle of nowhere. Ah, right. Fun. Oh, Hiroshima. That's another one that I want to go to. It's not a clock. See the bombed out dome? I forget the official name. I apologize. I was going to say clock tower then, but it's not a clock tower, is it? Also, vending machines. I miss the Japanese vending machines, especially the one in the hotel lobby that sold beer. I bought my first taste of Yebasu, made famous by Neon Genesis Evangelion, in my mind, was from a vending machine in the lobby of a hotel, business hotel. But it was a good hotel. To pull you in. I'm hoping the chain's still going. Very affordable. Comfy room. Deepest bath I've ever encountered in my life. The Atom Bomb Dome was a former city office. Nowadays it's preserved as a memorial, and there's a nearby museum which was really tough to get through. That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me. I'm guessing in some ways it's on similar. It's like going through Auschwitz, where it's one of those things that you really should go and see, but trying to get through it is going to be a harrowing experience. Pulling that out. Go. Oh, that down note. Let us go and continue. Hello, waifu. Games come and go, but the waifu maid is still always here. If I ever encounter a game in the Yakuza franchise where she is not here, I will be very sad. It's quite like that, and there's nothing like guilt tripping or anything to just. It's nothing like guilt tripping or anything. It's just pure history. I didn't think it'd be guilt tripping. I was thinking it was probably yeah, it would be on the levels of this was just an atrocity. I know of one exhibition in that museum, and that's a bunch of melted rosaries from the cathedral, because didn't the atomic bomb explode over the cathedral? So yeah, lots of burnt rosaries and other bits and pieces. That's the only one that I know of. I know I tell a lie, because they've also got some of the shadows, haven't they? I think they've got some of the shadows. Certainly pictures of the shadows, but I don't know if they've actually if they've got any of the preservations of them. Which is, yeah. Anyway, yes. Well, I can't even say anyway to that, can I? That's just. Let's pray never again. Don't understand this. Why is grilled garlic just a thing? It's just no, correct. I know why it's a thing, because garlic can be tasty, and if it's cooked properly, if it's like grilled, it's actually quite sweet. But at the same time, it's just a chip shop tray of garlic. My brain as a Brit cannot wrap itself around the concept. Oh well, I'm gonna have some spicy beef soup for a change, I think. Although the pure history makes it even harder to bear, especially the victim stories. them describing how every victim of the radiation sickness got sick and died horribly. I have watched enough of Half-Life histories from Kyle Hill to know, yeah, death by radiation is not not a pleasant way to go. But and it's another video from Kyle Hill, and I recommend. I think I've already shared it to the Discord, but I might share it again or I might share it if I haven't. The radiation is one of those weird things where they die horribly, and they shouldn't have died that way, to be honest. And it's a lingering and slow and painful death, but weirdly enough, there are people who didn't... How do I explain it? You've got the epicenter, where the initial explosion went off, and those people were just vaporized. And then you've got the outer rims where the radiation was just pure poison. And that was just... The gamma rays obliterated their cells, and it was just not a pleasant way to go. And then you get a bit further out, and then there's the cancers. But there's like a certain limit where people actually ended up living longer. Weird. I know. The science is there, but I don't have the vocabulary to explain it. But it basically ties into how we've evolved. Sorry, I'm going into a science lecture here. But they observed people from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and outside of a certain radius, those people actually lived longer lives than the average, based on how their bodies worked with the radiation. Because as humans, we evolved. Don't ignore the fact that I'm sounding like William Shatner, by the way. As humans, we evolved in a much more radiation-dense environment. I mean, the atmosphere and fully solidified... I say solidified and fully formed, so the UV protection wasn't there, so our bodies evolved being bombarded with radiation. And therefore, at a certain level, radiation's actually better, is actually a benefit to us than as a hindrance. I know, it's a weird topic I've suddenly gone on to, from the traumas of the atomic bombs to modern discoveries in science, but I thought it was interesting. Like I said, Kyle Hill on YouTube, look it up. It is some pretty interesting stuff. I'll just quickly, give me a second to scroll through. The most surprising and terrible thing I saw in the museum was the black crane. That struck me the most. Yeah. That's it. It's... Yeah. It was an atrocity, is what it was. And like I said, I pray it never, ever happens again. There's so many things. Radiation and nuclear science, it's brilliant. You get X-rays and you get infrared and wireless and all sorts, but when mistreated, mishandled, when weaponized... I'm not going to start saying no nuclear weapons, because I understand the concept of a deterrent. We have nukes. They have nukes. If they nuke us, we nuke them. It's assured destruction. But weapons like that should just never be used. But at the same time, would I remove them from the arsenal? Because you never know what's on the horizon. So, definitely not use against ourselves. But in the realms of sci-fi, and I know I'm going completely off the rocker on this one. In the realms of sci-fi, what if something comes after us? Or we need to blow up a meteor or something. Then that probably comes in. Or like Call of Duty, and we need to launch one and then blow it in the upper atmosphere, and that just EMPs. But now I'm going completely off kilter, and I should probably get back to it. There was something similar in Cornwall. People who didn't smoke tended to have longer, better lives than average. Smokers had much shorter lives, and they put it down to much higher background radiation. Though all official studies have been denied funding. That's because if that gets through, nuclear legislation through the likes of Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island, all stems back actually to the atomic bombs at the end of World War II. It's all a mess, basically, and it does not save us in a long run. But like I said, if you're a member of the Discord after the stream, I'll find the video and I'll post it to the tavern or something. It's a long watch, but it's a very interesting watch if science is your thing. As long as you aren't nuking the moon, I'd agree. This is true. Also, hail, Real Spawn, welcome. Right, so, and then back to food, because this is just running the whole range of gambits. In IRL Korean barbecue places, that garlic is served with butter and herbs. You throw the whole tin on the grill and it melts together and you dip your grilled meat into it. Now that sounds delicious. Also, isn't there a thing called, there's a lamb dish called Genghis Khan, because the Japs decided that lamb is a Mongolian thing, and therefore Genghis Khan is Mongolian, and that's how they named it. Which I find absolutely charming. I love the Japanese. It's a bit weird between the Japanese, between the Japs and the Brits, because there is sort of a kindredness there. Lots and lots of differences, but there's also a kindredness there. A part of me can't help but think it's because we're just like we're two islands. We're island nations that ended up conquering quite a lot, and it's just, yeah. I don't know. This just feels like we're kindred spirits. Especially helped by our current Japanese ambassador, who is just brilliant, and I like him. I can't remember his name, but I do know that he has fully embraced Paddington. Any photo he's in. Oh, and we also had the sumos over at not Westminster Abbey. That's a different thing entirely, isn't it? At the Royal Albert Hall or something. A big sumo tournament, and you had the joy of watching sumos trundling around London on bicycles and all sorts. Yeah, and also, if I remember correctly, don't the Japanese schools have Big Ben, or at least have the Westminster chimes as the school bells? So, you know, yeah. I think also the school uniforms are based off British military, but I could be mistaken on that point. Japan also decided that any form of curry is Indian unless otherwise specified. Has anyone told them that some curries were invented in Scotland? Assuming that they actually know Scotland, then that will blow some Japanese people's minds. No, this curry wasn't invented by the Indians. It was invented by the hardy Scots. The same people who invented whiskey. God bless the Scottish. I'm not hungry right now. Don't know why I decided to come in here. Maybe it's because I'm talking about food. At least we still have stars, even if the moon was nuked, but it would be very dark. No, we'd still have the sun. Oh, right, you mean at night. Yeah, that makes more sense. We wouldn't have tides, though, because the moon controls the tides. The moon's also moving away from us, but it's moving so slowly away from us that it'll still be here at the end of our lifetimes, and probably the lifetimes of our great-great-grandchildren. Assuming we have great-great-grandchildren. The way I'm going, I'm probably going to be the last of my line, to be honest, but oh well. Let's Muppets to try 100% Yakuza games, I suppose. Yeah, the schools have Westminster chimes, no clue about the uniforms, but they're called sailor uniforms, and I can guess why. Yes. You even have random teenage girls dressed in school uniforms fighting evil with the power of love and friendship. Well, that's Sailor Moon. That might be Sailor Moon, actually. That was a bit of delayed reaction. Wait, items. One is dead. Yeah. We successfully connected sailors and the moon. Good conversation, everyone. We have succeeded. And all of a sudden, Twitch has realised, oh yes, last minute continue has a watch streak. Awesome. Oh dear. Right. True, Sailor Moon would be proud. Nah, she'd still be stuck on the concept of Korean barbecue. All conversations lead to Sailor Moon. What is that, like the Kevin Bacon thing where you could yeah. Every movie is like 2 steps removed or something from Kevin Bacon. Am I showing my age with that reference? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. How's it going? No. Well, all actors have at most 7 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon. That's the one. What? I should be okay. Okay, right. Hello, you look like a random goon. Are you a goon? You appear to be a goon. You have sunglasses and a leather jacket and are trying to attack me. You also have a friend with a knife. I could take out your friend with a knife first, with my knife, which is actually a tomahawk, and therefore not as illegal as the knife. You should really love hugging. That went quicker than I was expecting. You gotta stop by a Gayu Kaku restaurant next time you visit. All you can eat beef works wonders for protein goals. We went to a we went to a beef restauranty place near the hotel we were in when we were staying in Tokyo last time I was in Japan, which was about nearly 10 years ago, 9 years ago. And I still don't know. I should have asked, to be honest, because we got our beef and they had like a big fire in the middle and the grill and they cooked it all and then they served it to us and it was brilliant. They were sat at like a little bar counter, awesome. And then they asked us if we want more, and I'm still to this day not sure if it was basically an all-you-can-eat where they would just keep giving us beef, or if we would have been charged for the second round of beef. I should have asked, because if it was free, I would have had a second round. I think we all said no because we thought we'd be charged a second time, and I was trying to be careful with my money because I wasn't sure if my bank card would work. I mean, no issue now. I've got a credit card. Actually, I might have had a credit card at the time as well. You would have been charged. Good choice. Ah, there we go then. So that answers that question then. Then there was the bar. It was the mushroom bar, which had nothing to do with mushrooms. Which is a very peculiar one. It had two bars. One was a secret bar for members, and the other one was the main bar. But it was like one table and some benches with the main bar, and then the rest of the room was just bookshelves of vinyl records. And then we went back the next day, we were told, "You're now members," and they opened up a secret bar for us, and then we left because we knew that if we'd stayed there, we would not have made training the next day. If it's not one where you grill it yourself, you would have paid a pretty hefty service price. Ah, okay, interesting. Right, no, right, in fairness, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I always had it in my mind that it was basically one of these where they just kept handing you grilled, you know, cooked meat. But in fairness, it does stand to reason because then they keep charging you the service charge of the chef cooking you the meat. Oh well, that answers a 9-year-old question for me. Thank you, chat. Specifically, thank you, Flocket. Much appreciated. Oh, and then there was the fried chicken restaurant, which the chicken kagi bar place. It was basically this little hole in the wall, which was once again like one table and a couple of wooden benches. And I do feel sorry for the poor owner. The food was delicious, but I don't think he quite anticipated how much we could drink. Because he seemed to be changing the keg over on his little beer machine quite a lot. But in fairness, we're Westerners. We do tend to drink a lot more than the Japanese. Another place I really want to find in Japan, and I can never remember where it is, though I'm sure if I googled it for like 5 seconds, I probably would. There is a Buddhist temple, and there is a secret whiskey bar in the Buddhist temple. But you will only find it if you ask the head priest. Or was it priestess? Can't remember, but if you ask the head priest to see the whiskey bar. If I ever find that, I will be a happy Ezio. I'd probably stay at a Buddhist temple. The problem is I like my meat, and I think Buddhists are usually vegetarians, aren't they? I mean, I can eat vegetarian. I'm not that fussy that I'm going to say, no, I shall not touch any of this food unless it has come from an animal. But still. That's in Kyoto. Never been there personally, since I don't drink. That's fair enough. I do, however. And if it's in Kyoto, then I have a reason to go back to Kyoto. To be honest, I've got plenty of reasons to go to Kyoto. I mean, last time I was in Kyoto, we found there was an Irish pub nearby, which was ran by a Norwegian, I think. Or was he from Holland? Can't remember, but there's some European who was running an Irish bar in Kyoto, which... Sure. And on one of the days, 2 of our party went off to see some temple somewhere. Another group ended up going around, I think, geisha districts, and they ran into some trainee geisha. And I went off by myself to find Nintendo headquarters and the research and development building. I've got a selfie somewhere of me out front. Not a tour or anything, but I saw the building in person. I took a selfie. I saw the research and development building, and then I went back to the hotel, and while ratting around on Google, I discovered that the original headquarters still existed from when there was a trading card company. So I trundled off by myself on the train and found the original headquarters in the old red light district of Kyoto. So that was my exploration of Tokyo. So next time I don't need to do that again because I've seen it once. So I would be curious to see if the place was still there. At least the original headquarters, which I suspect it probably is. So I'd probably go and find that temple. There's Kyoshan temples in... Oh, I should probably... Sorry, give me a minute. I'll focus on... Right. There's Kyoshan temples in Wakayama where you can book a full monk experience. Mind you, it's nothing but tofu and veggies. I could survive that for a couple of days, I'm sure. Might do my body good, to be honest. Recently, there's been a lot of foreigner drama in Kyoto, and particularly guy on Good Luck. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? They've started closing sort of side streets to foreigners because issues with tourists pulling people's hair, pulling geishas' hair, etc., etc. This is why we can't have nice things. I think there's also an issue. There was an issue with not just Western tourists, I think Korean tourists as well, pushing money into torii gates and damaging them, which is another just... yeah. Don't blame them. Honestly, don't blame them. People don't know how to behave. Streamers are a particular pain in the arse, I believe. Like, what was his name? Johnny Somali? Wandering into construction sites with a camera for content. That was another thing. Less said about Logan Paul, the better. Right, that's why I don't recognise this street, because the game's put me in the wrong direction. What are we up to with the Tompa? Nearly to max level. Neat. Johnny Somali is stuck in prison in South Korea, thankfully. Oh, good, he was arrested. Marvellous. May he learn his lesson, the dozy. I only say that because I don't swear on this channel. Or any channel. Technically, I've got two, and I don't swear on either. Would Discord count as a channel? Free channel, I suppose? Though I am more than capable, considering there have been a few occasions where I have accidentally just sworn. But, yes. Right. He and all the other pranksters will never learn their lessons. I don't know. Being stuck in a Korean prison is probably going to sober him quite a lot. Also, the influencer who blasted the that trending trending ice cream song on trains for clout. Oh, him. And there was another one who basically decided to just hitchhike his way across Japan for free, and he just jumped on trains. He just basically gate jumped and went on the Shinkansen without any ticket, etc. So, yeah. Anyway, give me a second. I need to step away for a moment, and so I shall. So, be right back. Don't go away. Who's that? No return. Right. Let's just continue and see if we can get to the end of the Tumper by the end of the stream. We've got half an hour. Plenty of time, right? I've just remembered that I've fixed all of my weapons, and that means they've all been deselected. Look, graffiti! It's the end of Japan! Oh, come on. Nope. Well. Yet another skyrocket. Okay, fine. I need to... I think when we've finished weapon leveling, I might just equip Kiryu, like, every sky... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I might... You know what? I might just give all the characters, like, 5 skyrockets each, and just burn them all by the end of the game. I mean, I don't need them now. I kept hold of them just in case it was a rare drop or something, but clearly it isn't. Well, it might actually be, but I've got the lucky binding. I've got more than enough now to finish the game with. Recently in Nara, there's been cases of deer getting food poisoning from tourists, giving them junk food instead of designated biscuits. Oh, no, that's just harsh. What's wrong with some people? Oh, there's a deer! Oh, we'll give it a Jaffa cake. Deers like Jaffa cakes, right? How about chocolate? You like chocolate, deer? I've seen a chocolate reindeer in the supermarket. Surely that's the right thing to give you. All the signs saying don't feed the deers anything but the biscuits. Just give them some... just give them this chocolate. They'll be fine. Have some burgers. Have some fries. Here's a plate of fish and chips. Just... great moronic numpties. What is wrong with people? No, they have fireworks as well for some reason. You know what, thinking about it, it cost me a lot in the interim, but getting all of the items repaired was probably a good idea, because it means that now I can just, whenever I go back to Kamiyama Works, on whichever character in the progression, I can just repair everything, and it preps everyone for everything else. Come on, let me do the spin attack. Well, they're not going to let me do the spin attack. Fine. Can you stop grappling me? Please? There we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. Level 10. Nice. Just Knuckles to do now. Right. Save. Or, well, I might as well save. We've done quite a lot, but I will also hit the save point so we can get our Knuckles out. Bah. Piffle. No, well, right. Save the game as well. Dee 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 dee. Right. Let us find some goons. There is decided lack of goons. Also, I shall nip to Kamiyama Works while I've got some inventory space, and I shall buy some lower level Knuckles. Because it's going to take me a while to get up to the point where I can use the Demon Gauntlets. But I have no idea why they're called Demon Gauntlets, because they just look like hard candies.
お元気ですか
No. Yeah, yes, there we go. Right, so 4 Knuckles. Once we get to level 3, I can use them. Neat. Level 3 shouldn't take us too long. Aha. Hello, greetings, noble squire. I need some assistance. Stand there for a moment while I hit you. Ah. For some reason. I hadn't equipped them. Now I have. Now I remember how I did the knuckles so quickly. I don't like this dude. Oh. I've got 4 knuckles now anyway, so that works. Yeah, I'll take the heat action on that one. What level did that get me to then? 4. We're already at 4. It's alright. I managed to get another 4 in this one, then we can start using the Demon Gauntlet straight after that. Oh, that's an alleyway. I mean, that'll take me to Little Asia, won't it? Which we know from the previous game, but I assume I can't actually go down it in this one, because there's no reason to go into Little Asia. That works. Threshold of the restaurants as well, which is nice. Bonk. Thumbs off. Boo-doop, boo-doop. No. I can see just down the alleyway, but unfortunately I cannot get down there. Which makes sense, because why would the programmers actually program in all of that area when we don't actually need to go there for story reasons? Tell you what, we'll have the grilled garlic, but then we will also have this. Yes. Steak. Meat. Food. To keep going at this rate of progress, we might actually finish Akiyama by the... Actually, do I have enough? 44. Here's our part. Might finish Akiyama this evening. Probably got to go for work stuff. You take care, Ezio. Fair enough. You have a good one. You have a good one, Earthart. I'll see you around. Laters. There we go. That's level 6, I think. There we go. Abilities. Is that enough? 6, 8 for the demon gauntlets. Actually, where am I up to with items? Yeah, I'll go and get these repaired. I mean, while we're in Kamiyama Works, we can also check the item level of the demon gauntlets. If I'm lucky, it is level 6 or level 7. I think it's level 7 that I can start using them, in which case we just need to get these repaired and then we can... Actually, I might just get... No, curiosity dictates that I should actually see what level I need. And then we'll trundle our way down to a save point and swap over our gauntlets. We'll go the long way because then we can get some levels under our belt. Yeah, I wish to repair these, please. These. Yep. That preps everything for next time as well. So, craft weapons. Knuckles! Oh, I can use them. Oh, right, in that case, I'm not even going to bother going the long way round. We'll take a taxi down to the bottom of the map, get us the demon gauntlets out of the save, and then we can just run back up and do them. Got 15 minutes. Do we think we can get to level 10 in 15 minutes? Let us find out. If we can, awesome, because then we can just switch to Seishima. And then we will have to do this all over again. But it does mean that we finished Akiyama in about 2 streams, which means that we have streamlined the leveling process to some degree. Maybe not by a lot, but to some degree. I'm going to have to try and plan out how I'm going to do Journey's End for this game as well, because I'm not entirely sure how long the finale is going to be. If we can manage to put the finale on a weekday stream or a weekday stream or a Saturday evening, that would be best for me. Maybe a weekday stream. I don't know. The problem with Journey... That's one of the great problems I have. I've just realised also I don't need to use the taxi because I've got the demon gauntlets now, so I can just start leveling right off the bat. It's working out how to do the Journey's End. While we're in the middle of the game, it's fine. I can just stop whenever I particularly feel we're in a good place to stop, or I need to stop. But with Journey's End, it's a case of I don't know when the game stops. I know when we're into the finale, but that's the extent of it. At which point I might have to just cut the stream short. It depends. If it's a Saturday afternoon, no. If it's a Saturday afternoon, I'll have to just make sure I've got the second gateway prepped for the next game. Or in the case of the next game, it's probably going to be Spyro 2, in which case I'm going to have to make sure I have my Xbox controller plugged in and ready to go. Yes, call your reinforcements. Oh no, what a ditty. They're all on the floor. Pity even, not ditty. That's something else entirely. Yeah, there we go. Did I just burn through an entire set of... I did. Oh, okay then. Hello. I hear you like pain. And candy. Both. Ow. Apparently I was the one receiving of the pain. Hey, there we go. Level 7. Neat. Don't think I've ever used a repair kit in this game. There we go. There we go. Remember these gloves being a bit more robust previously. Yeah. Hello. Thank you for volunteering. Check my health as well. I might need to heal. No. No, I do not. There we go. That's right. There we go. Cool. Help on that. Oh yeah, we're okay. To think of it, I might be quite close to Kyushu number 1 star, so we might stop in there and heal. Go, that's level 8. We managed to keep this up. I haven't actually been in this bit for a bit. Look! This is an alleyway where we've done sub-stories. Let us continue elsewhere. Okay. No. Okay, so if I swap that out for that and that out for that, I have 2 usable weapons left. Okay. Let's start making our way up to Kami. Ooh, there's Kyushu number 1 star. Dude! And he's just knocked over some biker's motorbike. Okay. I've just beaten up Miyamoto. Oh dear. Ta-da. Oh, you get. We go. Then we go around here. Q3 number 1 star. How does he add that poster up? I feel like that poster's been in every single game. Signature Takatsu ramen is now available to enjoy as a sukumen for your noodle dipping pleasure. I will enjoy my noodle dipping pleasure of dipping noodles in my soup. In theory. Right. That us healed. Let us start making our way up to Kamiyama Works again. Blimey. Or rather, to a save. Well, actually, Kamiyama Works and then probably a save. There we go. How far over is up level 9? Yeah, quite a bit actually. Certainly more than what we can do with the amount of charge we've got left in our only pair of gauntlets left. Ooh, a nouveau riche. Well, I suppose if I'm going to have to burn it, why not? Hello, Mr. Sparkly. Guess what? I'm going to have to mug you now. So sorry. I apologise profusely. I could probably sell all my toughness infinities as well for a nice profit and all. Kamiyama Works. Hello. Right. I wish to repair or reload my current equipment. 20,000 apiece. Hey. And that, let us head now up here to the taxi rank. Oh, actually, also, after that last fight, did I gain that many more skills? No. No, I did not. So, yeah, in true, typical fashion, we haven't managed to do it in 2 streams. It's going to be a 2 streams and a bit. So, yeah, I think it's about 2 and a bit streams per character, unless, I don't know, Seijima levels his hammers faster. Akiara, I think, was the lowest in terms of his weapon levels, though, so the others may be a smidge quicker. Big maybe on that one, but they may be a smidge quicker. Save. Saving. Oh, sorry, not saving yet. There we go. Saving. Oh, save complete. Saving. Save complete. And that, we will continue this next time. Next time. Doo-doo-doo. There we have it. After 3 hours, because I started late, we are nearly at the end of leveling Akiyama to his maximum weapon levels, as well as unlocking his 2 missing revelations, because I thought I'd already done them, but I do now remember that when I saw them at the time, I said, we'll do them when we get to Kamurocho, and then completely forgot. So thank you, Flocket, for actually mentioning that, because I checked, and therefore we did it. Otherwise, I would finish the game and not realised I hadn't done that. And now I know to go and check it on Sagema and Kiryu as well, so awesome. I don't think there's anything for there's something I need to do on Shinada as well, or have I already done it? No, I think that's everything. Don't think there's anything else I need to do on Shinada, but I might be mistaken. Don't know. If I remember, I'll make sure to circle back to it. But anyway, with that said, it is now pretty much 5 seconds away from 6 o'clock, which is unfortunately a very much hard cut-off time for me on a Saturday afternoon. So, there we go. If you're new here, hi. I'm Ezio. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. If you ever want to catch me live, I'll be right back here at 7:30 UK time this very Saturday evening as we continue our journey through the world of Yakuza 5, and by that I mean more weapon level grinding. But who knows? By the end of the evening, maybe we'll have, well, we definitely will be on Sagema, but who knows, maybe we'll have got through the left side of the leveling list. Wouldn't that be something? But who knows? Depends on how many things we're missing off them, I guess. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've properly dug into Sagema's weapon levels and all those other bits and pieces, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, in the interim, if you missed any of these streams, if you want to catch up with any of our journeys so far, or any of our treks through the world of Yakuza, be it Yakuza 5 or any of the other Yakuza games that we have played here on the channel, you can find them all uploaded to the YouTube archive, linked in the panels down below, containing playlists of every game, every journey as I call them, that we've ever been on here on this channel. And I think that's everything. Everything apart from a thank you to each and every one of you. Be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey this evening. Thank you for joining me as we've travelled through the world of this fantastic game. And most of all, thank you for spending a little bit of your life here with me here on the channel. It means the world. It always will do. And it always does. Now, let us see if we have enough to pay the good vibes forwards. That's an Excel spreadsheet. That does not help me in the slightest. Thank you, Windows. Oh, yes, we have. Right, let us see if there's anyone currently on the raid list. I'm hoping so. We have Biafra Republic playing Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you, Twitch, for not letting me mute. Yeah, we'll throw a raid over to Biafra. It was raided several times in the past, so it's only fair that we raid them back. Anyway, with that said, with that done, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are, and as always, until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.